It's 1060. Edward the Confessor is the King of England. He's the most powerful man in Anglo-Saxon England and governs the country. But how powerful is he really? 1060. The power of the English Monarchy. The king's role is to protect his people from attack, and to give them laws to maintain safety and security at home. In return, the people of England owe him service. When they reach age 12, every boy swears an oath to be faithful to the king. The oath is administered by a shire reeve, at a special ceremony held each year. The shire reeve is the king's official in an area, his sheriff. Among other things, they manage the king's estates, collect revenue for him, and are in charge of local courts. The King of England, in 1060, has many powers. One power he has is to create new laws and make sure they're enforced throughout the country. The king also controls the production of the silver pennies used by the Anglo-Saxons as money, giving him lots of control over money within his kingdom. He also owns large estates and can grant land to his followers, or take land from anyone who acts against him. To further his power, he can also raise a national army and fleet, and he has the power of taxation. He can decide when taxes should be paid, and a national taxation system delivers this tax to him. In return, the people of England have duties to their king: to obey the law as it is passed down through the king's representatives, to use the king's coins. Forging coins is a very serious crime. Moreover, any land they have comes with obligations to the king, such as tax and military service. Landholders also have an obligation to provide and equip fighters for the army or fleet. Otherwise, they are fined or lose their land. The main reason the Anglo-Saxon kings hold their power is because they lead the armies. This had been the case since the Saxon kings of the past had clawed back England from Viking control. Kings who are war leaders gain legitimacy as they can hand out the land and wealth of their defeated enemies. However, when kings aren't successful in war, it can weaken them. As Edward isn't a warrior king, he has to rely on his earls, especially Earl Godwin, to protect England from attack. His earls and their thanes are a powerful military force. But, as a result of Edward not being a war leader, he has to use other reasons to reinforce his legitimacy. Edward is a respected lawmaker. Anglo-Saxon society as a whole values kings who keep things peaceful, as quarrels between families are common, and can frequently break into fighting, which threatens everyone in a community. Moreover, Edward is pious. He is very religious. Anglo-Saxon kings claim they have a special link to God. They are anointed as a representative of Christ on earth. It is believed that a worthy king can bring God's blessing to his country, and that God can guide his actions. Saxon kings need to rule the whole of England. However, half of it, the Danelaw, is Anglo-Danish, creating an administrative challenge. Many of the Danelaw's inhabitants are descendants of Viking invaders, and, whilst they accept Edward's rule, they want to be ruled by local men and to follow their own laws and customs. However, Edward faces a much bigger problem than the Danelaw, from one of his own earls, Earl Godwin. Godwin is Earl of Wessex, the richest earldom. Godwin and his family own so much land that they are as rich as the king. And, whilst Saxon society views disloyalty to your lord as the ultimate crime, it doesn't stop Godwin from putting pressure on Edward to do things his way. For instance, he pressures Edward into appointing some of his men to important church positions, or to give earldoms to his sons. In 1050, tensions peak. Edward has ordered Godwin to punish the people of Dover after a visiting embassy, an official visit by representatives of one ruler to another, from Boulogne, is attacked. Godwin refuses. As a result, with the help of two important earls, Siward of Northumbria and Leofric of Mercia, Edward forces Godwin into exile. However, in 1051, Godwin returns. This time, though, he has brought with him an army and a fleet. His request is for him to be able to come back and for his earldom to be restored. Under fear of war, Edward agrees. 1060, the power of the English monarchy. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and tell all your friends. Also, I want to say a massive thank you to Tristan from Step Back History, who, in a recent video called Small History YouTubers You Might Not Know, shouted out my channel alongside 4 other amazing channels that you should definitely check out. And if you don't know who Step Back History is, you're missing out. He has an amazing YouTube channel, and let's just say he's not afraid to tackle a controversial topic. He has an awesome series called Quick Step, which I really like, which goes through and explains recent events in the news. And just generally, his channel is really worth checking out. So I'm going to leave a link down in the description to his channel, alongside the link to the Quizlet flashcards. We're sad, yay harla.